Hello, thank you again for meeting me here at Midnight Musings. My name is Habiba Jessica Zaman. I am a life coach and mental health therapist. I am the owner of North Star of Georgia Counseling, and I wanted to share some thoughts, ideals, wisdoms, things like that to help kind of get through this existence that we call life and try to make it as beautiful as we can in the process. The topic for today, and it's been something that's been eating away at me for a couple of weeks now, is this notion of attachment to an outcome. And what I mean by that is most of what hinders us in life, most of what I feel keeps us stuck, keeps us in these patterns of behaviors that we know we don't like, that we know is not serving us, that we know is not helping us feel fulfilled or get us to where we want to be in life. Most of the hindrance, most of the self-sabotaging behavior comes from this notion that we have that somehow we are able to influence the outcome. Meaning, let's say one example is there's been some form of conflict, there's been some form of disturbance, and you have your feelings around it, and anyone would say, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you speak your truth? Why didn't you share your voice? And in theory, of course, that sounds fantastic. That sounds wonderful. Yes, we need to fight for ourselves. We need to speak our truth. Otherwise, how will anyone know? No one's a mind reader. At the same time, what usually, if you dig through the beliefs behind what kept you stuck in that moment and not able to speak your truth and not able to stand up for yourself, is being afraid of how the other person might react. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to come across as though you're being insensitive to them or feeling insensitive to what their needs are, or that you're going to make them feel bad because of what you have to say, and then the guilt and the shame and all of these other things kind of build up, and then we never say anything. We let the moment pass, and then, as my children and I like to laugh about, we get back in the car and we're like, we could have said 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and defended ourselves, or anything else in retrospect, right? It's not because we don't know what the value is in speaking up. It's that we are attached to this outcome of making sure that we don't come across this way. We don't unintentionally hurt someone. We don't unintentionally cause them harm. And so we stay silent. It's the same thing behind, let's say, another example I can give you is I am wanting a change in life, let's say, right? And I'm wanting, let's just say, some drastic change that is moving my business overseas. Random thought. Maybe one day, just not anytime soon. And let's say that the reason that I haven't done it yet is because I don't want to fail. I don't want to suffer and go there and not be successful. And I don't want to sit with the uncomfortableness of not knowing what the outcome is going to look like, not knowing what the environment is going to look like, not knowing whatever. So oftentimes, unless you've been to therapy for a minute or you've worked on identifying what these thought patterns are and these processes are, unless you've done the work, you just know that I want to do this, but I'm not, and I don't really know why. So even if you don't know why, think about it this way. Ask yourself this question. Is there some form of attachment that I'm trying to have over the outcome? Am I attached emotionally? Am I stuck on a notion of what's going to happen or what might happen? If the answer is yes, which is always yes, typically, just so you know. But if the answer is yes, let's just say, what does that mean? So if I want to move out of the country, let's say I want to move my whole business out of the country and start somewhere new. And it's something I've wanted to do my whole life, but I'm not doing it. And it's because I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of the unknown. That makes sense. But then what do I do with that? Do I just stay stagnant forever and not follow through with my plans and dreams and hopes or wishes or goals, even baseline, just goals in life. I'm not going to follow through with them because of this attachment that I have to an outcome that may or may not exist. And the reason I say may or may not exist is because we don't have any influence over this outcome. I have no influence over how things might turn out, or how I may be perceived, or if I'm going to be welcomed in a different country with the ideologies that I have. I have no control over that, because I'm not that powerful, right? Like, imagine as a therapist, and I work with all these people every single day, and I work so intently, and I work so devotedly to helping heal other people. That's my baseline, is what I'm trying to do. But if my focus and my attachment is to the growth of my clients, or successful life changes that they make, or even incorporating whatever it is that I'm teaching, like I'm doing with you guys right now in this video, if I'm attached to what you will do with this, I will crash and burn so fast. Because I have no say, I have no control over what you guys choose to do with this information. I don't influence that. I can influence you maybe in presenting something in a different way, in presenting a perspective, a thought, a value of mine, teaching of mine. But other than that, I can't influence what you're going to do with it. So being attached to the outcome of what you do with this is a waste of my emotional energy, and the surest way to feel like I'm a complete failure in life and in this profession. So that's why I'm saying, let's remove all of this attachment we have to outcome, attachment we have to things that we have absolutely no control over. The only thing I can control is making sure some of these videos go out, making sure that I post this at some point and have it available for it to be seen. But I can't control how many people are going to watch this video. I can't control how many people will find value in it. I can't control how many people will actually use this technique and try to distance themselves from this attachment to an outcome, and instead focus all of your energy and attention and efforts into the things that you can control. So what I can control, like I said, is make the video, post the video, and send out my newsletter to everyone, alerting you that there's been a new video. Aside from that, I can't do anything else, and that's liberating. That takes so much of the pressure off. That takes so much of the fear out of it, because you'll either like it or you won't. There's nothing to be said about that. You'll either do something with it or you won't. And I don't need to worry about that. The only thing I need to worry about is making sure I've done what I need to do so that that action is in alignment with who I am and who I'm wanting to be and what I'm trying to offer. So I encourage you to also do the same. Focus and redirect your attention and your thoughts and your actions and your behaviors to match your beliefs and what's important to you, and try to remove some of that attachment to the outcome. Thank you so much again for allowing me to be part of your life and allowing me to have this voice and taking the time to listen to it. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.